Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world. Today, I come to you with a love reading. This one is for all signs and it is timeless. So, if this reading found you, or you found this reading, congratulations. You're going to get a couple of your questions answered, that's for sure. And you will find clarity at the end of this video. By the end of this video, rather. Okay, let's begin. While I was doing the pre-shuffle, I got a couple of clues, okay? There seem to be a few of you definitely looking for sexual freedom in your relationship, or whatever that may mean to you. And I did get the month June. It could even be a name, okay? June. So think about it. If any of those two things resonated with you, then you know for sure that the reading is for you. And even if those things didn't, I'm sure the next couple of cards are going to, definitely reel you in, okay? You will be able to get help with whatever issue that you have at the moment. Or even if you don't have an issue and you just want guidance, okay? Okay, so the first two cards I see here, okay, are card number 10, okay? This is called the distorted masculine, right? So this is definitely could speak of someone who is, who doesn't have, you know how they say nowadays where if for a man to behave like a man, okay, a woman needs to behave like a woman, how God has intended a woman to be. And I think these days, I'm not saying that I don't believe in feminism. I am a true feminist myself, okay? But for a man's energies to work in a certain way, the woman has to behave and work in a certain way, okay? If you're going to be overly masculine with a man, the man is definitely going to become passive and more feminine, okay? And have a lot of insecurities eventually, okay? This could also mean that, some women I feel have become like distorted masculines these days, okay? Where it's something that's been taught to us, in the last 20, 25 years. Especially if you're born, I would say, in the mid-80s, 1980s, like I was, okay? Where you were taught to kind of be very independent and become independent and be, equality between men and women. But the ground reality of things is that men and women are not the same. We will never be the same. We all have our unique gifts and we should celebrate our unique gifts, okay? And we shouldn't try to be the same because we actually clearly aren't physically, mentally, and energetically, okay? Okay. This next card is card number 31, sexuality, okay? So this card speaks about, obviously, your freedom, okay, when it comes to sexuality, but also where maybe at some level, sexuality in your relationship or as or just being a sexual being, how you are, it's kind of getting distorted because of the card right next to it, right? If you have distorted energies, if either too masculine if you're feminine or too feminine if you're a man, will definitely affect your sexuality and how you're able to, it affects definitely the dynamics in bed. It definitely affects how insecure or secure you would feel, okay? And it really, it will bog you down eventually. It kind of gets into your subconscious, okay? And it really does affect the sexual relations or the sexual tensions between two people, okay? Okay, let's see what else the cards want to say for this reading. If anything wants to pop out from this deck. I will be using a couple of other decks as well. But this is one of my newer decks. And I find it, I love the artwork on it. It's quite beautiful, and it does give a very lovely picture when it comes to relationship dynamics. Okay, card number 21, luminosity. Okay, this card talks about, you know how when a woman glows from within, okay, she naturally attracts a chivalrous male. And this connects very well with this distorted masculine who's probably, you know, not very chivalrous, right? Not very chivalrous. And it could be a response to the way the woman is treating the man, as I said before, okay? So this card could be signaling to you either to change your energy a bit if you're a divine female, okay? Divine feminine. And, you know, when you are connected to the divine feminine in you, you know, your true nature will shine from within, okay? And it's definitely worth the effort, girls. It definitely is, okay? It definitely takes practice to be luminous, by practicing to be more feminine and embracing the feminine in you, okay? And trying not to be super independent all the time, or you know, too masculine in your energies. Let the feminine side of you shine as well. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? So I'm definitely getting a trend as to what this reading is kind of pointing at, okay? And the problem or the issue seems quite clear. Yes, again. So we have another card here which points out to sexuality again, okay? Intimacy, okay? So, you know, how sexuality and intimacy are very, very connected. They're not the same thing, okay? They can mean something completely different. For intimacy, the minds have to be very, very connected as well, and the energies have to be very connected, okay? Of course, true intimacy occurs when, you know, you reveal your tender side. So intimacy doesn't mean sexuality necessarily. It's also those tender moments. If you're able to tap into your vulnerable side, okay? Simple things like caring about your partner, you know, putting a blanket over them when they fall asleep, you know, looking after them when they're sick. Simple gestures like that. That is what intimacy is. And intimacy can mean different things to different people, but the fact of the matter is that if when you're intimate with someone, it doesn't necessarily mean that you know, you want something out of it. It's not exactly sexuality. Sexuality can come out of intimacy, yes, but they're not the same thing, and one doesn't need the other to exist, okay? But to have great sexual relations, you definitely need great intimacy, okay? Okay, I'm going to leave this pack aside now, and I'm going to pick up the Rider-Waite pack to see what exactly is going on with you. What would the universe like to say about the distorted masculine? Okay, so there are some unhealed wounds, which is why, you know, there's a male person here, distorted masculine, or the female who's behaving too masculine, has some unhealed wounds. Probably, usually it's connected to childhood, okay, or it's something to do with that has deeply affected them from the past. And there's a healing that has not happened, which is why there's been this sort of, you know, behavior when it comes to men. And it could be, it could really be something to do with that, with the relationship with their father, okay? Because we have the King of Swords here, and it's in reverse, okay? Now, as we know that relationships with our parents, especially if you're, you know, a female who's had a tough relationship with her father, that affects your sexuality and intimacy, okay? And if you are, you know, a male who's had also a tough relationship with their father, it can kind of express itself in different ways, right? When you grow up. And the reason why I think the sexuality is becoming a bit of a problem is because There's a lot of sorrow, mental sorrow, mental sorrow. It could be heartbreak. It could be mental sorrow from past wounds of childhood. Okay. Could, for a lot of you, it's to do with love. Sorrow to do with love, okay? To do with the past relationship. Okay. And yeah. And so that is basically, you know, kind of kill the fire. It's killed the fire for you. It's killed the fire for you. There's the longingness is, longing to be sexual with your partner is not there anymore. Let's take a look at the luminosity card. What does Spirit want to say about the luminosity card to you? Okay, so there's definitely it's been a struggle for you to find your inner divine. Okay, it's definitely been a struggle for you. Okay, it's probably because of a whole lot of narrative that's been kind of put into your head, drilled into your head from society. And as I said, from when we were young, you know, we were told by our parents and school and society that we have to be in a certain way. And it's been tough for you to let go of all of those things, basically, which have been drilled in your mind. Okay, but you're still going at it. You're still trying. I must say that the efforts are on. The efforts are definitely on. Okay, but it's gonna take a little while. It's gonna take a while. But you seem to be putting up, you know, you seem to be putting up a fight. Yeah. And of course, the main issue for you is to give up control. It's to give up control. Definitely give up control. That is the most important impending issue, is that there have been some issues with a past relationship for some of you. And for a lot of you, you have to learn to give up control, not be in control all the time. There are situations where you will not be in control. And you might be a boss at work, but you got to leave that attitude behind before you come home. Okay? Let's get a couple of cards to see what Spirit wants to say about intimacy. Yeah, okay. So you don't want to really take a leap of faith. And that's the reason why, as I said, this intimacy card speaks about the same thing. Okay, connecting with your tender side. And for that, you have to kind of let go of inhibitions. You have to let go of, you have to bring the walls down. You have to break the walls down, okay? You can't have boundaries and walls when you want to be intimate, okay? So the Fool talks about the same thing, and it's in reverse. So that means that you don't want to let your guard down. Okay? You don't want to let your guard down, and that has to be done. It is something which is going to be the best medicine to your problem at the moment. Let your guard down. Yeah, and definitely be more connected. Be more connected to your intuition. The Queen of Wands is all about intuition. It's all about magic. It's all about being very divinely connected to your sixth sense. Okay, you know, she's the witch of the tarot. She is the tarot reader of the tarot deck. Okay, so she comes with of course, very stable person, very stable person and personality, the Queen of Wands, but very much connected to her intuitive gifts, very much connected to her inner voice. Okay, you can be the boss that you are, but use your determination in a different way. Use the gifts that the universe has given you in a different way. Use your intelligence in a different way to make sure that you don't end up alone, that you are able to provide to someone something in a relationship just as much as you're able to provide monetarily, okay, or financially. Yeah. So definitely there's going to be a new fresh beginning. It's going to be a fresh beginning for you, a fresh start. The universe is handing you a fresh start, literally, you know, kind of almost on a platter. Okay, so you don't want to give this up. Trust me, you don't want to give this up. Okay, there's definitely been some sort of change that has come about, some slight change that has come about in your attitude ever since the full moon, the last full moon, probably Feb 5th. Okay, so there are good things in store for you. There are good things in store for you. You are going to get out of this for sure. Okay. There's going to be a new relationship, a new phase of a relationship. It could even mean something, you grounding something like an engagement or a marriage or something serious as well. Okay. Let's take a look at a couple of messages in case your person wants to say something to you or some sort of conversation that you want to have with your person. These are messages that I'm trying to tap into, your subconscious and your person's subconscious to see what's on their mind, what's on your mind. Let's take a look. Okay. The first one I got is, I feel empty without you. Okay. I'm going to put that right where the distorted male is, because this sounds like something a distorted male would say. Okay. Not directly to you, but definitely in their heart and in their mind. Okay. I pulled away because I am overwhelmed with all of the things going on in my life. True. Very true. Talks about the past, talks about past wounds, talks about not having the fire in the relationship anymore because of past wounds, talks about heartbreak and sorrow. Okay. A lot of things going on in your life or their life. Okay. Reminiscing. Okay, someone's thinking about you for sure. You're thinking about them a lot. They're thinking about the good times you had together. Okay. I feel like I ruined everything. I mean, definitely getting that vibe from this spread is that someone has definitely taken a couple of steps back and they feel like they have ruined it. They feel like they're not going to, get you back. Okay, or you feel maybe that you're not going to get them back if this person that we're talking about in the reading is you. And one of you for sure is still saying, I'm not ready. Okay, I'm not ready. And let's take a look at the back of the pack. You deserve better than me. Okay, I always take one from the back of the pack. You deserve better than me. So again, issues to do with confidence, issues to do with, with self-confidence, issues to do with self-esteem. Okay. And let's see if we can get a couple of timing cards. I loved pulling out timing cards to give you a basic idea of significant seasons, months, days, okay, for you, when things will turn around, when things will become better. Okay, so we're looking at 21st April to 20th May. Okay, we have the Hierophant here. Okay, so the Hierophant again talks about living a very, very, a life laden with so many rules and a lot of structure, where you're not able to break out of that structure. And that's exactly what I was talking about during the reading as well. Okay, where how we've been brainwashed to have a certain way of thinking in society and how to be as a woman or a man. And the Hierophant's here to reinstate that you probably need to break away from that whole, the blueprint that society has kind of, put in your mind, right? So in between the 21st of April and 20th of May, could be something significant to you. Could be something that's upcoming in the future. Autumn. Season is autumn. Or I know 21st May to April to May is not autumn, but they put, these cards, they kind of have a date and a season in brackets, like separately. Okay. So autumn as well as a season. Oops. Let's see if we get a couple of more. Oh, okay. Tomorrow. So, and summer. Okay. So, summer again, 21st April to May. So, summer. Tomorrow. So, maybe it's like take action today or tomorrow, Do something about it tomorrow. Don't wait until next year. Don't wait until next month even, maybe. Okay. If you're feeling something, go with it. Okay. Monday. Okay, and again we have summer, so there's definitely something significant happening in summer. Okay, and Monday should be maybe a lucky day, or maybe it means something to you and your person. Okay, we have the Emperor again. Okay, so in between 21st March and 20th April, we're getting the same sort of months: March, April, May. Okay, Monday will be the lucky day. We have the Emperor twice here. The Emperor's here, and he was here as well. So when a card comes twice, I always say, the Spirit wants me to kind of focus on it a little bit more and ask you to perhaps leave the bossiness out of the relationship. You might be a boss at work, but please leave that behind when you get back home. Okay, your home is not your office. Your home is not your the team that you can give orders to. Your home is a home, and your partner is your partner. Please leave both those things in separate boxes. Okay, you need to get out of that thing of being in control all the time. Sometimes you don't have to be in control. You don't have to always have control over a situation. Okay, so yeah, with that, I'm going to just pull out a couple of these alphabet beads rather, and let's see if any want to pop out. Okay, I got a G, I got an F, I got 3 Fs actually. I got an O, I got an M, and I got a Q. So these can be initials, this can be any significant letters. It could be, anything. I mean, these will resonate with you, and whoever it resonates with will know. Okay. Okay, going to get a couple of these symbols as well. Ah, look at that. 2 moons. 2 moons. Okay, so a lot of you listening in, definitely moon people. Either you're born on the 2nd, 11th, 29th, okay, of any month, or the 20th as well of any month. You could be Pisces, you could be Cancerian, okay, or you generally have a very strong influence of moon in your astrological chart. You can check up on that. Also watch out for any events that happen by the nearest full moon, okay, or the new moon. And always remember that the moon's light is extremely pure. Okay, bathing in moonlight is symbol of purity. There are also moons on 2 of these cards, one here and one here. I'm going to put them right where they belong. Okay, and just remember, women, you are goddesses. Okay, so behave like a goddess. Okay, we're not here to behave like men. Let men do what they're put down on this earth to do, and let us always be goddesses. Okay, that being said, I wish you all the best, and please do give this reading a like if it made sense to you, and do comment down below if any of the messages resonated. I'm open to taking suggestions as to what sort of readings you're looking for in the future, and I am wishing you all the best and wishing you a lot of love for the future. Okay, remember, this is the timeless reading. You can come back to it anytime. And that being said, I'm going to say bye-bye. Take care and lots of love to you.